That could be a more truer statement. I can agree with that.
And this was an elderly lady.
Third quarter.
This was an elderly lady. She was like, baby, let me tell you, if
That's
you ain't
true.
did it now, you ain't
late.
gonna do it.
You late.
It's what you make it. Always try to give. Don't ever take it. Life is gonna be. It's what you make it. Always try to give.
Hey, y'all. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Crystal.
Welcome back to Two Peas in a Podcast.
Hey, did y'all miss us?
I think they did, Crystal.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to y'all. Let's get this week started.
Yes.
Crystal, me saying it made me just think about
What?
how this year is really flying by already.
It really is. So we're almost to the end of this month, you guys.
Right.
What is this? The third week? Second week?
Yeah, I think, second
Third.
week? This is the third week in March.
Yeah.
Oh, and before March passes by us, how did we forget this, Crystal? It is Social Work Month.
How did you forget?
Right, how did I forget this?
Not
All the
we.
talking I do, and I forgot.
Yeah.
But I would like to say Happy Social Work Month to all the social workers out there.
Yes. Okay, y'all, listen. Take some time to yourself, social workers. You are giving.
And we deserve it.
Yes, take those mental days, y'all. Take those days off. This is y'all month. Celebrate yourself for your hard
That's right.
work. You know what I'm saying?
So to all the social workers out there, happy Social Work Month. And
shout out to y'all.
For the people who are not social workers, if you see a social worker, make sure y'all tell them happy Social Work Month. Treat them out to lunch.
$5 goes a long way. Okay.
Listen, I need everybody. Cash out me $5 right now. But yeah, definitely heavy on that. Take time to yourself. Take those mental health days.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. So, you guys, how is the year going for you guys? Okay, we're in the third quarter. You get it? Third quarter. It's third month.
Yeah.
See how I did that? That wasn't cute, but yeah. Anyways, so how is the year going? Is it lifing on your end? Did you go into the new year lifing? Like, what is going on? Like, how is it so far?
Let's talk about the people who did like the whole New Year's resolution thing.
Huh? Do you believe in New Year's resolutions? Like for the new year?
I wouldn't say that if I believe it or not. I think it's just, you have a choice to do like the whole vision board thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think there's never been for me like the whole setting the whole New Year's resolution. However, I did go into the new year. I came into the new year thinking of like goals.
Yeah.
Just some goals.
Yeah. I was one of those girls that was like into the whole vision board because I was thinking of it from a standpoint of like a biblical thing. Like if you write your goals down, you look at it, you pray over it, it's gonna happen.
Kind of like manifestation.
Yeah, kind of sort of like that. So I did it a few years back, and then I kind of like fell off of it because I don't know. I just had a switch where I kind of fell off from it. And like somebody had told me last year, they was like, your new year doesn't start January the 1st. It actually starts on your birthday. And I was like, that is a different way to think of a new year. And so I kind of lean toward that now. Like I'm now at the point where I celebrate the new year on my birthday. Because it is a new year for me.
That's true. And that's an interesting way to look at that, too. I've never thought about that. And out of all the things that I hear and I see, I've never heard anybody say that.
That opened my mind up. And I was like, huh. And then, y'all, life was lifing on my end. So I kind of, just was letting God do his thing. I didn't have a plan A, plan B, or nothing. I was just letting God lead because I didn't have a plan.
So let me ask you, do you feel like it was better to do like the whole vision board because you had something to look forward to and kind of like with manifestation? Or do you feel like starting on your birthday or just going with the flow work better for you?
Not really a manifestation thing. It was kind of like one of those things where God, like in the Bible, it says to write your plans down and make it plain, kind of thing. So it kind of gave me like something to look forward to for the year, like to keep me focused on what I'm trying to accomplish. And then I don't know, out of nowhere, I just kind of stopped believing in the whole vision board because it can set you up for failure too, in a way. Because if you don't meet those goals, then those are just goals you're going to carry into the next year and then into the next year.
It causes like that confusion part, you know, thinking you didn't own up to what you set out to do. And then I can see that.
Yeah. So that kind of withered away. But I like doing vision boards. I do like setting goals for myself. I do like, you know, putting myself at a standard to try and meet those things. I ain't gonna say I like challenging myself, but I don't mind a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I do a lot of vision boards with clients sometimes, and it made me think about like when we came into the new year. You know, I had mentioned it before, like, like, did I want to do a vision board?
Yeah.
How would I do a vision board? What would I actually put on it? Would I even look at it? You know?
Exactly.
Because, like,
that was the thing for me.
We'll do it a lot of times, and then, like, you won't even look at it.
Yeah.
You don't even look at it. So, I was thinking about doing one, and I had saw somebody put on TikTok, they were doing, like, the date myself jars. Mm-hmm. And I was like, date yourself? How you gonna date yourself? That's crazy. But, like, when you really think about it, like, you have to pour into yourself. And me being a social worker, I was like, I can't pour from an empty cup. So I think about it like that. You know, if I'm giving out to people all the time, I got to pour into myself.
Right.
So a goal that I set coming into the new year is to be more intentional about myself.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. Like being intentional. I'm a creature of being intentional. At least I try to be, for sure. The self-dating jar thing though, like that's a thing. That's been a thing like since when I was in my apartment. Like I was doing it then. Yeah, I mean because you know I was single.
Right.
At that time. I had no choice. But it's a like I look at it in a different sense. Like some people look at it like, oh, she lonely, she ain't got no friends, she ain't got no man, blase, blase. But in a sense, like, it's really you identifying yourself as an individual before you get with somebody else. Or and then losing yourself, and then you don't know, like, oh, I've been with this man for X amount of years. I never got to do this, never got to do that, never got to do this because I was with them.
So being in a relationship, I kind of look at it like this, just being more intentional about yourself. So when you're doing this, say, date myself jar, you're doing, it's a crazy way of saying self-care to me.
Yeah. So that's one way to look at it for sure.
I didn't look at it like being single or being in a relationship. I was like, oh, okay, a date myself jar is me pouring into myself.
Yeah.
So I would put like goals into a jar, or I would put tags to say, okay, once a month I'll pour from this jar. And it'll say, okay, treat yourself to a Barnes and Noble day where you go pick out books because
that's a date.
That's something that, you know, I'm into now is like reading the books.
Yeah.
So I would do something like that, or I may pull out, go fishing, because that's something I definitely want to do a lot more. And I'm looking forward to fishing. Like, if I could fish every weekend, I promise you that is something that I would do. So it's different fishing. Things like that.
But girl, I can't deal with the snakes. I'm be too busy looking down on the ground.
Nah, you look, if you got a clear spot, you good. Girl. I just like to see them before they can see me.
I agree. Me too.
But I love fishing because it is like, I mean, a peace of mind. I don't even have to catch anything. Just looking at the water and just sitting out there all day, like that right there, it's so soothing and peaceful.
Oh yeah. The self-dating jar just doesn't necessarily apply to single people. Let me put that disclaimer out there. And it don't apply to people that don't have friends or anything. Like, you can be married. I've seen married people, you know, people in relationship date themselves because from my standpoint, you don't want to lose yourself in another person.
Right.
Like that's my biggest goal, is not losing myself in someone else. I still want to be me. I still want to be myself. I still want to do the things that I used to do before I met somebody. So it's just that whole identity thing, individual thing. Because at the end of the day, I'm not married, but you are. But
right.
I'm still an individual. So, yeah.
So let me ask you something, and it's just a little side thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's important to tell your partner, or like if you're just like in a dating stage, do you feel like that's something that you should bring up like in the beginning, like, hey, I am like on this journey to me. I'm pouring into myself, so it's nothing, against what we're doing, and I'm not just saying like I don't need
you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is just something for me. You got to hold on to something for yourself. Do you think that's something that you would introduce in the beginning?
Yes, absolutely. Because for one, you start going on these self dates by yourself, they gonna want to know where you going and who you going with. Because that happened to me. Like, I would say, I'm going out, I'm going here or whatever, and he'll be like, "You going by yourself?" Like, he was thinking more of like a safety thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "You going by yourself?" I'm going with you. Like, that type of thing. But he didn't mind at the fact of like, she probably like doing stuff by herself. She probably like that type of thing. So I definitely think you should tell your person that you're dating or partner or whatever the case may be up front, like, hey, I like to do this for myself. I like to do that. Sometimes I just want to be alone. Because that's the thing. Sometimes you just want to be alone.
And it's important. It is definitely important. Like, when I sit in the house now, I'll sit in a different room from Aaron, and he knows that. Like, he'll go sit in the game room and play the game. Sometimes I'll sit in there with him and watch football or whatever he's doing, and I'm chilling. Like, I'm in my own little zone. I may be studying and he's playing the game. Or sometimes I'm in the front and he's in the back, or I'm in the room and he's somewhere else in the house, and we're not just right up on each other. But that's because I need that time to myself. Especially when I work all day. You need that one-on-one time. Sometimes I sit in the car. Like, I sit in the car and just sit there. I'm just sitting there. It ain't even that I'm listening to music. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting there, and then I get out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. My main thing, I be tired. My legs be hurting. Well, that's when I was in a facility, like, working on my feet all the time. But now, girl, I be working hard. I work smart.
Oh, and look, you got to work smart now, because if you don't, you will tire yourself out. And that's why I think like it's very important that we be intentional about ourselves.
Oh yeah.
We have to, because you cannot give out to people. Like, if you dog tired every day from working,
you ain't got nothing to give.
You don't have nothing to give. And just think about you being a mom, like your baby running up to you and you like, hey, it's been a wild day.
Yes, girl. Yes, you don't want to do that. And I see a lot of videos on TikTok or whatever. We'll get into that later in some more episodes. But I see a lot of TikToks where like they talk about like motherhood and stuff, and like the question is, this is the thing to think about: does the baby come first or the mom come first? So in that sense, I always, since becoming a mom, and I kind of got a little experience with it, the mom comes first, because the mom cannot give anything that she doesn't have to the baby. And in order for your baby to thrive, you have to thrive.
Right.
So, people will be like, I always put my baby first. Well, duh, we know that.
Right.
We know you're going to always put your baby first, but we're saying your well-being, your mental health, where are you?
You got to take care of yourself.
Yes, like, of course you're going to put your baby first. You're a mother. That's your instinct now.
Right.
So, of course you ain't going to be like, well, I'm going to go do this over being a mom. No, we're not saying that. We're just saying that you need to thrive and flourish and water yourself in order to thrive and water your kids. Hint, hint, people.
And I agree. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
And, at work, a lot of times I help parents realize that, or I'll do a walk through your day or walk through like the kids' day, because they go through so much, or walk through your partner's day. They do. It's like especially now, like in this world, it's just with so much going on right now. It's just
affecting everybody, even the kids.
It's important that we take some time for ourselves,
Oh, yeah.
and you got to find some self-care somewhere. Like, I
Yeah.
cannot stress that enough.
Yeah.
And even with men, because I feel like they have a lot on their shoulders and they won't even say.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
won't say. So I saw on TikTok, it was Facebook or TikTok, but I saw that they said you have to give your man time to kind of just unwind too.
And that's I can get that. I get that because women, hint, hint. We could be pushy. We could be pushy because
Right.
we could be like, you know, why
You
not
pushing
talking
me
to
off.
us?
Yeah,
like,
you
I
pushing
want
me
you to be
off. You
more
didn't say.
open. He's not talking. He's not crying.
But you know, I did it. So if Aaron come in, he'll come in. We gonna automatically speak to each other.
Yeah.
But he'll take off his boots at the door. You know, he's just taking off the day.
Yeah.
And then I'll wait, and then I'll say, you know, how was your day? And
Yeah.
he was like, oh, it was good. I'm going to the back and shower real quick and all that. He can stay back there. He'll stay back there for hours. Just,
And that's his time.
That
Yeah.
is his time.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
go
his
in
time.
and be like, oh, what y'all do? Oh, what you do?
Yeah.
Oh, and what you do? And
Chitter
you know,
chatter.
what y'all eat? What you have for lunch? And
Yeah.
oh, well, let me tell. Oh, I had a crazy day. I don't just go straight in on him. I'll let him have that moment to himself.
Yeah.
Because I had time to come in too.
Yeah.
And sit down and relax before he got in. Or sometimes he'll be sitting there and I had a late day and you know I'm just not getting in that evening, and he'll say, you know, how was your day? Well, he'll say, go on to the back and you know go
unwind.
right, and then he know when I come back to the front, I'm like, oh, you know, they was crazy, but now we here, and it worked. It works.
That's good. That's
It
good.
works.
I know. Like for me and my partner, we kind of like we could just tell. When one of us is like going through it, but every now and then, like I can see, you know, you can see it on your person's face, and so you know, I'll just ask him like, "What's on your mind? Like, what's going on?" And you know, he'll say, "Money." But you know, whatever the case may be, like you could tell when something going on with your person, and just be a little bit more attentive, you know, to that and yourself. But
you gotta be vigilant.
Yeah, for sure.
So on a more positive note, what are some things that you know you plan on doing for the year, or some things that you've already started doing? Because we already said we in March now, and look, I had somebody tell me, she was like, "Look, Miss Stephanie, it's March now. If you ain't did it already, you ain't gonna do it." I was like, you know what?
That could be a more truer statement. I can agree with that.
And this was an elderly lady.
Third quarter.
This was an elderly lady. She was like, "Baby, let me tell you, if
That's
you ain't
true.
did it now, you ain't
late.
gonna do it."
You late, baby. You late to the
And
party.
I was just like, "No, hold on now, cause look, I got plans." Like
February was your chance to make up for January now.
Okay, look, the months rolling by too fast, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get to it. But what are some things that you've already started?
Okay. Well, one of the things that I have started was working on my debt. Let me tell y'all something. 2024, 2023, 2022. It wasn't too bad. But they told me up in bills. Like, they told me up. Girl, it was like the more money I made, the more. Like
no, for real.
Like, that's crazy.
Okay. It's like more money, more problems.
Yes. And then it was like, well, at that time, like from 2020 up until 2023, I was like in and out of school. So I really wasn't working. Then I was like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that really set me back. Like, girl, that really set me back. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, I was.
Shout out to the college students. They just, look.
Y'all need it. I'm telling you.
It was a struggle. It was that was a tough time. And I think people, like, if you have never experienced that type of lifestyle of not working or working,
that's a different kind of stress.
It's a different type of stress. When I'm gonna tell you, when I was in college, my first year, I had lost so much weight and my head looked so big because I was just stressing, and I was like, it can't be this hard. I feel so unprepared.
Girl. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Shout out to Yazoo County. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, it was okay. I ain't even gonna go
right.
down that
We look, I was gonna say we got through it. We got through it.
Yes, girl, but it was rough on you girls them couple of years. Just because like I said, I wasn't working and stuff, and then getting back in school, and it was just a lot. That's one of my goals. So I guess I can check that off on my list because I have done some things to kind of work on that. One of my other things is to focus on my house, and that I mean like making my house into a home. So I've been doing it like far as decorating. I've been starting putting up little stuff around the house because I'm gonna be there for a long time. I'm not going anywhere. I'm getting my money worth out of that house.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Zai, she gonna have to be. She probably gonna be in the mood out of the house by the time I move back to the country. But yeah, that's one of my things. I did put the solo dating on there. I've done 2 solo dates. I try to do one each month. But if I got like events in between, I don't even do nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, one of my other ones, spend more time with God. Read my Bible more. Read more books. So y'all, disclaimer. I love books, but I don't read them like I should. I'm on my first book of the year, and I'm still on it, and it's the 3rd month.
I told you, and you can get it today. You got to bring it back though. Listen. Get that book in there. Well, Jazz gave me her first. I read them backwards. I read the 2nd book first because I got it for my anniversary.
No, I don't like.
And then, but no, it was still no. It's not drama. It is so good. Like it is so good.
Yeah. Okay.
This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I promise you, it will not disappoint you. Matter of fact,
I think it'll be good. But I want you to series. Then
I think she's supposed to be doing like this film and doing a series.
Well, I hope so. I'll watch it then for sure. But I'm not reading.
And so we can get the other book from Jazz, or you can get it.
I'm not reading it because. No, that's gonna make me mad with my life.
You think? You see, you doing like me. So when Aaron bought that book and I opened it and it started talking about autism and just these different things, and I was like, no, I'm not ready to read about this. Yeah. You know, I hear about these things at work, and I felt like it was so overwhelming, and I hadn't even read the book yet. Yeah. I judged the book by its cover, and I did not. But when I read the first page, chapter 1, I got into it. It was so good, and I think it'll be good for you because that's what I was telling you last time about how she was on this dating herself journey, and she actually talked about that in the book, dating herself. That's when she started doing her content creating. She had been pouring into her kids. So you looked at it
like a motivation type of thing.
It was motivating. That's why I said, like, after reading, I feel like I could do anything, even like being in a marriage. I still felt like I could be independent. I had that sense of independency.
I mean, you can. Yeah, for sure.
So before we leave here today, I definitely will give you that book.
I don't need that book, Stephanie.
Just hold on to it.
Okay.
Just hold on to it.
I'll take it.
And
I'm gonna do better with my books.
When you call me and say, "Oh my God, what happened? I can't believe, and I can't wait till May until the 3rd book come out." Yeah. Because it's a friend group. It's 3 girls, and they held each other down. It was like, need a man for what? Yeah. And half of them had husbands, but still, it's that friendship they had. Yeah. Like, girl, I'm here to pick you up. Like, we not doing this because you're stronger than that. You are resilient. Like, it's definitely a book that, like what you said, you have to pour into yourself. They were pouring into their kids so much that they neglected themselves. But then they learned that. They learned, like, hey, I got to be able to give to y'all. Yeah. Okay. And how can I do that if I don't pour into myself? So, yes, ma'am, you'll take the book. As long as you give it back, because I'm going to reread it. It is so good.
Oh, my God. Okay, Okay. Spend more time with myself and then spend more time with God. So, and read my Bible. And I can say I have done better with that. Because, you know, like I said in the last episode, that I intentionally get up in the morning. So I can get a piece of quiet in the morning to myself. And then I'm working on being more still in hearing. Because I feel like once my day gets started, it started. Yeah. Like, that's it. Like, I ain't...
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So, budgeting, saving, a few things. Like, I have a list, y'all. I have a list.
Do you feel like that you will stick to that list?
Yes, because this list is a lot more meaningful to me. Yeah. Like,
there you go.
It's really personal, honestly.
Right.
And it's some stuff that, like, I was working on before I got in a relationship, kind of. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. What else did I put on here? Put more time and effort into my scrub line. Yes, you guys. I have a scrub line that I cannot get together because it's me. I'm a procrastinator.
But that's okay. You made the first step.
Yes.
You did make the first step.
Yes, y'all. I have scrubs for sale. Please buy them from me.
I'll buy some.
Yes.
I'll buy some, and then we're gonna put 2 peas in a podcast on there. How about that?
Yes. So yeah, I sell scrubs, and I've been doing that. That's been a project for 5 years. Hint, hint. So maybe in the 10th year, it'll take off like it needs to.
But you've been planning it, and then when did you launch that?
I launched it last year. Was it last year? Or was it earlier this year? One of these years. It was very soon that I actually put it out into the public. Because that took a lot. So let's talk about that. That took a lot.
Okay.
It took a lot of confidence that I didn't think I had. Mainly because of my own fear. Like fear I built up in my own self. Type of thing. But anyways, yeah guys. I will definitely be linking my scrub line website in our episode. So
She definitely will. I will make sure she do that. And see, that's why I said this book. They had friends that helped them persevere. So I'm gonna be there to support you. And y'all, if y'all are looking for scrubs, or if y'all know anybody who are looking for scrubs,
yes,
get at Lovely Marie.
Yes. Doesn't have to be in the medical field. None of that. Like, these scrubs are comfortable for everybody. Like, daycare, dentists, social workers. Some people that work in the hospital wear scrubs, just for comfort or whatever case may be.
If you're in school for cosmetology.
Yeah, like hair. Anything that y'all feel like scrubs are used for, come get at me. And then, we can drop some new stuff that's a little bit more fashionable, you know what I'm saying? I have some things up my sleeve, you guys. Just come on in.
And then they can also get the monogram, like if you're doing hair, like put your logo on those. Like, you can help somebody else, and then also promote your own business by putting your logo on there.
Yes.
Be very versatile.
Come on. My fellow entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Let's
and this is the year.
This
is the year. We're already in March, and that's actually a great way that you can brand.
Yep. And so that's that. That is that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm revisiting this again. I'm trying to become a 5 a.m. girly, a gym girly, and a workout girly, and a eating consistently healthy girly.
When you figure it out, let me know.
So yeah, I'm revisiting that because I'm gonna get it right. Y'all, I be seeing 50 and 60-year-old fine grandmas.
Okay.
On TikTok and like
Instagram.
Okay.
Like,
I know I can get there. I gotta get my mind together. I can get there.
I think I need a trainer that be like, get up right now.
And see, I probably skip some days just because I didn't want to deal with my trainer. But yeah, that's pretty much my list of things that I'm working on this year.
I think with me, I came into the year saying that I would try like the whole date myself, but more of like self-care.
Yeah.
Definitely want to be more intentional about taking my own words, because I give out a lot of advice and I'm always cheering on other people.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's so easy for me to be like, okay, I did what I had to do for somebody else,
right? But
not for me. So I've definitely been going out a lot more, buying things for myself. I bought a cricket machine. So
don't beat yourself now.
Of course, I'm always doing like little projects, and I do a lot of things for myself. Like I make a lot of social work shirts for myself to wear to work.
Girl, I should have got you to make me some work t-shirts, and I'm up here buying them from this girl.
Yep. I definitely can make you some, because I'm going to make some for Social Work Month.
Yeah, and I'm going to send you our little logo where you can just print it out, put it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I was saying about your scrubs. We can put something on there. So if we wanted to get some,
But I'm looking into like an embroidery machine.
Oh, I
Those
thought about
things
that
are
too.
expensive.
Yeah, they are. And that's why I
My
left it
God.
right there. I was like, let me start with the Cricut machine and then, eventually I can branch out to something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely want to start pouring into myself more, building better health habits.
Yeah.
I feel like I just need, if I pick up a good habit, I can keep up with it. So I'm gonna try like the 21-day challenge with no chicken soon, and just do
That's a big
like
commitment.
seafood,
That's a big commitment, girl.
like mahi, red snapper.
Girl, have you tasted mahi?
I have. I did in Florida last year.
Yeah, that's all they sell down there. Ain't no catfish down there.
Look,
you like that?
I was just telling somebody that
Girl.
that mahi tastes like it was jumped fresh out the water.
I mean, and they just put it on your plate. They didn't put no seasoning on it. Like, that is the freshest fish I've ever tasted in my life.
It is. But I plan on doing tacos, so hopefully I can do.
Girl, I couldn't even do a taco. Like, I couldn't do it. It was too fishy. It was way too fishy for me. I couldn't do it.
It is, but I'm going to try it. And then, like I said, I fish a lot, so I got fish in my deep freezer now, and I plan on like the fish that I catch this spring and summer, I will clean.
Yeah.
Cause look, when I tell y'all I do it all, I fish. I can bait my own hook. I don't need it. I don't need you to help me cast, bring it in, none of that. I can do it. I can clean it.
She
I
got
can
it,
cook
y'all.
it.
She got it. She
So-
don't need y'all. She got it. She
Look,
got it.
and I'm saying it, and I caught a big fish one day. And I got so tired because the bass was so big. And I told Aaron, he was just like, just bring it on here. Bring it on there. I was like, shout out to you. Because if it had jumped off, I wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, a lot more, taking my own words and just pouring into myself. Enjoying the money that I make.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I for a long time I was just so into just trying to be stable, and I was so scared. Like I'm growing out of right, because it's like I was so scared to spend, thinking like, oh, what if I go back and I can't do next month, or what if something come up? So that's like a real fear of mine, and I know a lot of people feel like that. Like you can't really treat yourself because you don't know when
your next dollar coming through.
Right, you don't know when you will need like a rainy day fund, and I always feel like that. Like I still feel like that to this day. Like I can't really spend like I want to.
Yeah.
But like Aaron said, he was like, "No, man, you got to stop doing it. Like buy yourself something. Like do this and that." So now if I go in the store, like I'm making the money.
Yeah.
I'm making the money, and now we don't have kids right now, so it's like, I can splurge on myself a little bit. I don't have,
please do,
that extra person to think about outside of, like Aaron.
And then when you get that extra person, that's all you gonna be buying for. Cause I go in the store and don't pick up myself nothing. Pick up Zai stuff.
Okay, and then I'm so used to going in the store, like if I see something for Zai or, for my guy kids or anybody else, I'm like, oh, they need winter coats, they need this and that. And I'm so, like, I'll jump up and do something for somebody else before I do it for myself.
Yourself, yeah.
And one day I got so sad, and I was like, and it take a lot for me to cry.
Yeah.
But when I feel like super overwhelmed, I cried at night to Aaron. He was just like, come here. And I was like, don't touch me. Just let me. And I was like, this is just sad. Like, why am I crying about this when all I have to do is I just got to be intentional about myself.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? Today a different day. When I cried and I woke up, I was like,
you felt relieved.
Yes,
you felt lighter.
I did. I felt like it was like weight lifted off my shoulder.
Yeah.
And I got up, like I said, open those windows in my house, and I just got to it. So if it's something that I see that I like,
get it.
I'll buy it.
Yes. That's always been my thing. Like, I'm not working. Not saying that I'm not saving, not saying that I'm not putting back or whatever the case may be, or that I'm splurging. But I work hard for my money, and I enjoy it, because when I'm dead and gone, I ain't gonna be able to enjoy it. It's gonna be left here for Zai or whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That ain't gonna. Mm-mm.
And so this year, like that's exactly what I plan on doing, and just pouring into myself. Yeah. Like when I say this year, I was like, okay, it's 2025. It's things that I want to do. Like I want to elevate at my job.
Yeah.
So I am studying for the LMSW now. So I've already started the process of doing the application. I started studying, and I'm really into it. I've been very consistent with it, more than I've been consistent with anything else. And I sit back and I'm like, oh, like I'm so proud of myself because I've done it. I said I want to read books. I read 2 books. And we're in March now, so that's 2 books down. And, I got more that I can do. I just kind of took a break from that so I can study for my exam. I didn't want to I wanted to relax my brain. I couldn't do, both. And I can do both, but
that's overstimulating.
Right. So I gotta take my time.
Yeah.
But in between all of that, like I said, doing the mindfulness activities like fishing, reading, gardening, that I talked about that last episode, how I'm getting into that.
Yeah.
So doing that, football will be coming up soon.
Oh my.
And if y'all did not know, I am a football girly now. So and I really watch the games. I know what's going on. And every single year, Aaron knows, anybody that's around us knows that we go to LSU games. I ain't buying no tickets to sit in and way up at the top. We getting good tickets so we can sit down.
Getting the passes.
Okay. Now that's got everything LSU in house. Don't even look like I went to a Southern Miss.
That's true, y'all. Y'all should be here. Literally.
But yeah. I like, and that's what I'm looking forward to this year. Like, I'm looking forward to going to games. And we got Kenny Gainwell, we got Allie B. Alexander Hollins. Like, those are people that I want to actually get to games and go see, people from our hometowns. Well, and shout out to them for they've been killing it,
For sure. Yeah.
But and I'm looking into that now. Like, I have football players, I'm starting to follow them. Like, I'll look at rosters and I'm like, okay, who we get this year?
Oh yeah.
Who the quarterback? I need to know. I need to know what Nuss is gonna do next year. Like, I need to know what's the move. I'm very into that. And so when Aaron is sitting around talking about this with people, I'm listening. I'm like, yep. But I'm letting him do his thing, talking to people. But I'm like, you're right. And they better not trade this person. They better not do this and that, But I'm getting into that.
Yeah. That's good. So that's good. I'm just one of those girly. I like to dress up and go to the game and then scream at whoever my man screaming at. So cool. That's cool. Because
we holding on to each other.
I know is a touchdown, 2-point conversion, first down, second down. That's
look, if it's a face mask, I'll wait on them to call it. And I'm like, look, girl, you gotta be more confident because you know these calls, and like they throw a flag. I'm like, now what they see? They ain't seen nothing. They ain't it. But the whole time I look, I'm like, oh, they saw their face mask in the backfield, but it was on us. So like, you don't want to catch it for your own team.
Girl, listen, I'm not.
But when I say like I'm really getting into like the whole football thing, and I can watch it on TV like all football season. I can watch. But I like college football better than like the NFL.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm really getting into it, and that's something that I really enjoy doing. And that's a part of like my goal is to live life and enjoy, things like that. Yeah, enjoying the moments, and so I'm very into that. And I think the last thing that I would say is on my goals list is setting boundaries.
Okay, that's a good one.
And that's
you should have boundaries.
Friends,
yes.
And that's with family.
Yes.
And I think that's very important because we forget about that and we be like, oh, family is just family. You're supposed to go. I'm growing out of that, and I'm focusing more on like creating my own family, elevating here, things like that. So I can say like when I turned 30, like my mind definitely shifted to.
That's a thing. Let's talk about that.
I'm doing way better than I thought I would have been because we always put a time step like, oh, by the time I'm 25, I'm married. I'm had these 2 kids like I want to. I'm gonna be doing this and that. I was married. I got a house. I got the career. No kids. And that is something that I want, and we'll talk about that another day. Yeah. But, I was overwhelming myself because I wasn't getting to
you were setting expectations
setting those expectations and felt like what you said before, letting yourself down. And I was like, I was supposed to have this and that,
right?
But it's not time for that. It's a time and place for everything,
and a place,
and it's not time. So my goal this year is just to live.
That's good. That's good. The one thing, y'all, I'm a therapy girl too. But one thing, like my therapist was like she harps on this because I'm one of those girls who just goes down the rabbit hole. Like I just freak out about everything. Like the next move I'm gonna make, I'm stressed about it already just by thinking about it. You see what I'm saying? So she was like, just be present. Like that's it. Just be present in the moment now. And I think about that all the time. Like, okay, what's going on right now? What are the things that I can control? And then she was like, expectations are really like setups for us to be let down because they may not happen. They may or may not happen. You know what I'm saying? And then you get disappointed when they don't happen.
So you know what I do now to focus like on the now?
What's that?
I'll do like the five senses. I'll focus
Like,
on my five senses. Like,
yeah.
what can you hear? What can you feel? What can you
Girl,
see?
yes.
What can you, because it brings you right back to the now.
Yes, right now.
It does.
Yes.
And it helps you calm down. Like, okay, look, it ain't all bad. It might not be all good, but it's not all bad.
Yes. And you know what? Girl, I'm glad you said something about that. I found out about the five senses of grounding yourself, girl, through Chat GPT. Do you hear me? That's my girl now. I be asking all kinds of questions.
Yeah.
But yes, I figured out, because I felt like I was all over the place, and like I just was thinking too much. My mind was racing all the time. I was just overstimulated. I mean, extremely overstimulated.
Yeah.
And like I needed something to put me in the moment, like be in the moment. And then that was one of the things that they brought up, was using your five senses. Like, what do you smell? What do you see? What do you feel? And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Not trying to social work you. But it's important that you recognize that, though, because if you don't, it can cause confusion, and you will go down a rabbit hole, and that's when you definitely lose it. So if you can stop and be like, look, man, I'm doing too much. Like, I know I'm doing too much. And you know that, you can reel yourself back in. So as long as you got that, you can reel yourself back in some way, somehow. Or be like me, at the middle of the night, I was like, hey Siri, I got a headache because I done blinked too many times and my head hurting because I'm thinking about what happened yesterday or last week, and now something happened, you know.
Download Chat GPT. That girl gonna get you right. And then it got Ebonics on there, y'all.
Could you try again?
I Googled. Look, Siri picked it up, y'all. Girl, we ain't talking to you.
I'm telling y'all, see?
They be listening.
I'm telling you, these phones smart now.
What the old people say, them phones. Y'all be in them phones.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's okay. So I like your list. We kind of got a good list, both of us. Anything else you think that you would like to work at? Some short-term stuff?
Passing this exam.
Okay, that's it.
That's a short-term goal. But as far as that, I'm just rolling with the now. I'm enjoying myself. Like I said, being more intentional about making myself happy. I'm not second guessing myself as much. I'm like, is this something I want to do? Let's do it.
That's the thing. So I've been I'm very indecisive. That's just who I am. And so I'm learning more to go with what my first mind is, and making my own decisions, because I will quickly call up my mother and be like, you think I should do this? Or somebody, you think I should do this? What you think about that? Like, tell me if I'm wrong. And then I will make my decision based off them. And then I go back and do what my mind told me to do the first time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on that, like being more confident in my choices that I make.
Yeah. So, try not to be codependent. Always needing that somebody to tell you. Because I get like that too sometimes. I'm like, oh, what you think about this? What you think about that? And then I would think about it all day and night. I would think about it. I'm like, it ain't even that serious. Like, come on.
And you have to snap yourself back in. I snap myself back all the time. Like, girl, come on.
You have to. And if you got that person that you can be codependent on, like my best friend, like I'll call her and be like, what you think about this? I don't know. And I'll talk about it all week. And I'm like, okay, this is my last day. It's my last day. Or whatever. And I'll be like, I was thinking about this. And he was like, just do what you want. I'm like, look, see, you ain't giving me the answer I want to say. I can't talk to you. I can't sit up here and talk to you no more because you don't understand. Guys don't understand. They trying to mansplain to me. I don't want to hear about your mansplaining.
Yeah, because they don't care. Like, they just go with whatever.
Short and to the point. That's how the men are. Like, and it make you feel, I'm like, oh, well, maybe I was just doing too much and I was just overthinking. And then when I do it, I'm like, oh, yeah, that was light work. I could have done it from the get-go.
Yep.
So I feel like we have some great goals going into the year. I definitely would like to hear about like other people, especially the guys. Like, I've always wondered, like, do guys set goals like this?
Because I wouldn't know. I ain't never met a guy.
I'm finna start going. If y'all a guy and y'all listening, and y'all make a comment and say, yeah, like we set goals, I would like to hear about that. And until then, I'm gonna start asking, like, what do y'all set goals? Do y'all, because I really be thinking that, like, are women just overly emotional?
We're wired
just,
like that. We are wired like that, and The great.
But I say that and I bring the men into it because on TikTok, I've been seeing a lot of guys, like they say, like, oh, I'm practicing the self-care. I'm trying to do a man voice.
Yeah.
I'm practicing the self-care. I make my bed up every morning. They're going to get pedicures and manicures now. And we love a well-groomed man.
We do.
And y'all know it.
Listen, my guy just started getting his nails done. Like the pedicures, well, manicures for nails. Yeah.
Right.
And he is so fascinated. He's like, my fingers look so nice. And I was like, yeah, you should do that more often.
Yeah.
I like that. That looks really,
like the
really
haircut.
nice.
The haircuts are a big part of self-care.
Yeah.
They go out the house
Facials.
looking like
guys are
something.
getting into facials, like skincare. You know,
Yeah.
It's a thing, y'all. Get into the skincare.
My brother-in-law has a skincare routine, and at first I was like, "Now you come in here with this basket," but he sticks to it. Like he
and that's another thing. Men are so consistent versus women.
I swear they can go to the gym
Right.
and they be in there killing it.
Like, girl,
And I'm like, and then they lose weight so fast, and I'm like, now I'm sitting up here with a donut in my hand and a bag of chips,
and still bloated.
and then they come and eat a bag of chips. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna go hit the gym. I'm like,
And you can't even tell they ate a bag of chips.
You coming with me? I'm a little tired right now.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But yeah.
Well, that was good. So we both got some good goals. Y'all let us know what y'all think about our goals, and let us know like some of y'all goals. Like,
Right.
we like to hear back from y'all. Comment. Let us know.
And y'all encourage a friend, no
Yes.
matter, or encourage a person, the people that are around you, because of course we don't want to be intentional by ourselves. We want the people that are around you to be doing the same thing.
You want like-minded people.
Right.
Iron sharpens iron. Hello. Peep that.
See,
Clock that.
you just put this all together so well.
So yeah, you guys, this is episode 2. Keep tapping in, keep coming back every Monday at 5, okay? So the quote of the day that we are gonna leave you guys with: iron sharpens iron. Put yourself in rooms of like-minded people. Put yourself in rooms of people that want to elevate.
Okay.
You know, put
And
yourself
that's a
in
word.
rooms that, put themselves first. You know what I'm saying?
That is a word. Well, we will see y'all next
Yes.
week, all right?
Bye.
Bye.
Will you take part in my